Let's get one thing straight at the very beginning of this video. You cannot spot reduce fat. No amount of crunches, waist trainers, or overpriced instantly get you abs teas will just magically melt belly fat. And if anyone has ever told you otherwise, they are lying to you. I know you're tired. Tired of quick fixes that don't work, the endless amount of diets, the workouts that literally promise you the fattest peach and the most defined tummy, but leave you in the exact same place that you currently are in. You've tried it all, or at least it feels like that, and I get it. It's frustrating. But here's the truth. Although you can't spot reduce fat, there are things you can do to contribute to your overall fat loss. And in this video, I'm going to share that if I had 4 weeks to begin to lose belly fat, the kind that really just makes your waist come in, your overall body just lean out, and your confidence to reach a whole new level, this is exactly what I would focus on. Let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome. I am Alyssa, and I am so grateful for you guys to be here. I have lost over 75 pounds in over 13 months. I'm a fitness content influencer, and my whole goal, you guys, is just to share with people that it is possible to lose weight sustainably. All you have to do is follow phases and steps and be consistent. So if that is what you're interested in and you really want some real change, this video is for you. Phase 1, you guys, is going to be the hormone reset. Let's have an honest moment here. Just you and me. I know it is so tempting to blame your hormones for why your belly fat just won't budge. I know, I've been there. I used to blame genetics, my neighbor, any and everybody but me. And let me be clear. Hormones do play a role, but it is a very slight role that most people won't admit to. The truth, your habits are the foundation of everything. What you eat, how you move, how you sleep. These are the things that actually shape your body, not just your biology. And let me be crystal clear with you guys. If you are constantly reaching for processed sugar, skipping meals, running on 5 hours of sleep, your body is just reacting to the signals that you are directly sending to it. It's not sabotaging you. You are not a victim in your story. It's literally responding to an environment that you have created. This phase isn't about blaming your hormones or beating yourself up. It's about taking an honest look at your habits and saying, I can do better. Because you can, and it starts right there. But if what I said, it stung you a little, but you know that it's true and you're ready to take accountability and make the change, then let's continue on because change is coming. Here is the trap that so many women fall for. It's my hormones. I can't lose fat because of my age, my stress, my genetics. I see this all the time, and I used to be one of these people, so I know exactly that I am resonating with someone that is watching this right now. But if you have said this to yourself or others in the past, let me ask you this. Are you honestly, really doing the basics? Are you eating whole, unprocessed foods? Are you prioritizing protein? And are you getting enough sleep? Because if you're skipping meals, drinking wine every night, or living off of granola bars and coffee, it's not your hormones holding you back. It's your habits. This is a step-by-step action plan that you're going to do in phase 1, which I like to call the hormone reset. Step 1 is you are going to cut out processed sugar and alcohol. Literally, you guys are like the weeds in your garden, and the garden is your body. They spike your blood sugar, mess with your energy, and they make fat loss a heck of a lot harder. I've been sober now since October 2023, and I don't really miss alcohol, if I'm being honest. Every now and then I'll crave like a margarita, but I get myself some sparkling water with lime and I'm okay. Alcohol was a huge culprit for me on my personal weight loss journey. I was drinking like almost every weekend, socially, and then sometimes, you guys, I got to the point, if I was having a stressful day, I would come home and I would have a drink. That stuff adds up. And if you aren't being honest with yourself, I'm going to do a low-cal alcohol, and oh, the alcohol doesn't really have that much calories in it. You are in denial. It adds up over time. It really does. Also, the processed sugar, you guys, is a bigger culprit than people realize. I used to be a candy addict. Like, I am still in recovery. I don't even walk down certain aisles because of my obsession with candy. When I completed 75 hard at the very early in my fitness journey, I decided to cut out all processed sugar because it literally is an addiction. And I didn't even realize that. You guys, my candy addiction runs deep. Earliest memories is when I was in childhood. I noticed when I first cut out processed sugar, when I was in the grocery line, at the end of the grocery line, they always have the candy and stuff because it's an impulse buy. They want it to be the last thing that you purchase before you leave the store. It's marketing, you guys. When you really think about it, it goes real deep, okay? When I first cut out processed sugar, when I was standing in the line at the grocery store, trying to be good, obviously, I was early in my fitness journey. I started cutting things back. My mouth would salivate just looking at the candy. That's how I knew I had a problem. And I'm honest about the issues that I've had with sweets and things in my past. A lot of people are not being honest. And in order for this phase to be successful for you guys, you have to be honest. What you're also going to do in this phase is you're going to prioritize protein and fiber. Think lean meats, eggs, vegetables, beans, and whole grains. These are the nutrients that keep you full and keep you satisfied, you guys. A lot of women do not eat enough protein. It is just a fact. I don't understand why we don't, but when I started eating more protein, obviously I had more gains, meaning more muscle growth, but in addition, I wasn't hungry as much. I noticed that when I was a huge avid snacker, when I was overweight, and I wasn't really eating a lot of food. And I think that that's when a lot of people be like, hey, I'm not even eating that much. I don't understand why all the weight is happening. I know for me it was true. When I was overweight, I was over 235 pounds. I didn't really eat that much meals, but boy, did I snack. And that stuff adds up. And it's not helping your body. It's highly processed and it just makes you crave it more. If you guys ever notice, if you have something sweet, your body throughout the day, more than likely you will have something sweet again. It's literally made to make you crave more and overindulge. In this phase, you guys also need to be getting enough sleep, at least 7 to 9 hours. Sleep is when your body repairs itself. Without it, you are running on empty, and your body holds onto your fat as a backup plan. And let me break this down scientifically why this works. Processed sugar and alcohol, they spike your blood sugar, which leads to insulin spikes. Insulin is your storage hormone. When it's high, your body is in fat storing mode. Protein and fiber, they stabilize your blood sugar, keeping you full, and they help you build lean muscle, which burns more calories even at rest. And lastly, sleep, like I mentioned earlier, is when your body resets itself. Sleep is going to lower your stress hormone. Have you ever seen babies when they don't sleep? They're cranky as heck. When they sleep, they feel better. And it's the same thing for us adults, especially us. This isn't about perfection. And for a lot of you guys, this phase is going to be the most difficult phase. But when you focus on these basics, your body is going to respond. Here's a hot girl tip. The sexiest thing you can do isn't a crash diet or a detox tea. It's showing up for yourself every day with habits that actually work. Because all of the things I'm telling you to do are things that you have direct control over. When you start with small, intentional habits, your body is going to change. And trust me, this is just the beginning. Phase 2, you guys, is metabolism matchup. Let me ask you guys a question. When was the last time that you felt strong? Not just I survived that day, but really strong. Like your body was working for you and not against you. If you're like most women, it's been a while. And I get it. The gym can feel very intimidating. The machines sometimes look like torture devices, and you don't even know where to start. So what do? You stick to what feels safe. Maybe a little cardio, maybe a yoga class or Pilates, and you hope for the best. But here's the truth, you guys. You are not fragile and your body is not broken. Like a car engine that's been left running but never driven, your metabolism is literally waiting for you to press on the gas. And the way that we do that is we build strength. We move with intention. It's a mistake that so many women make before they are ready to enter this phase. They avoid strength training because they just don't know where to start. They think, I'll just stick with cardio because it's easier. But you guys, cardio sometimes is just like driving in neutral. It does burn some fuel, but it doesn't build the engine. But strength training is like upgrading your entire body. It just makes everything better. Your metabolism, your body, and what you can physically handle. The gym doesn't have to be a scary place. You don't need to know everything. You just need a plan. And the plan you guys follow in the beginning does not have to be complicated. Really just focus on compound movements like squats, rows, push-ups. They're efficient, they're effective, and they're beginning friendly. And you can use them anywhere. A lot of people, maybe you can't afford going to the gym, or you aren't comfortable yet setting foot in the gym. I get it. You can work out at home. In this phase 2, this is your beginner step-by-step plan that you're going to follow. You're going to strength train 3 times a week. I want you to start very beginner friendly. Body weight squats. Don't even add weight at this point if you are a beginner. If you aren't a beginner, you need to be adding weights over time. Focus on progressive overload. But this is a beginner plan. If you're a beginner, just squat. Use your body. And if you're ready, get some dumbbells. I've had people message me like, oh, I work out at home. I don't have any dumbbells. You guys, you go on Amazon for literally everything. Go on Amazon for some dumbbells as well. There's no excuse, you guys. If you guys are ready to commit in this phase, I need you guys to put in the effort. That's how you get the results that you want. Do push-ups. My push-ups, you guys, I'm actually going to insert it here so you guys can see everything I'm telling you I have implemented myself. This is my push-ups very early on in my fitness journey. As you guys can see, I'm overweight. I can barely physically get down to the ground. These are my push-ups now. Consistency, you guys. I worked towards it. And push-ups were so difficult for me in the beginning of my weight loss journey. But you will feel such a sense of accomplishment when you can't do something in the beginning and then you're crushing it at the end. I am proof of that. I want you guys to do 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. And I want to be clear. In general, you guys need to be focused on progressive overload. What that means is that over time, you are either increasing the weight or you are increasing the reps. That is how you grow muscle. Do not do this program and continuously for years just keep doing 3 sets of 12. You're not growing if that is what you're doing. You will get stronger over time. You may increase to 4 sets eventually. Instead of 12, you may get up to 15, 16, or increase the weight. But you guys need to be focused on challenging yourself, okay? Also, in this phase, you're going to be walking, okay? It's so underrated, and it is a game changer. A lot of people like to say 10,000 steps a day. That is a great goal. But if you are not walking currently at all, you walking 5,000 steps is going to be a game changer. Have goals. I do think 10 is a great start, but let me tell you why. 10,000 steps is equivalent to around 500 calories burned. So if you are in a calorie deficit to lose fat and you are walking, you are going to lose weight. And walking's great. It's low impact. I know when I was heavier and my joints were hurting, sometimes just doing exercises were more painful, but that's the beauty of walking. I get it. Sometimes walking can be painful as well, depending on your size, but it's very, very low impact. And let me break down the science behind why these things work. Strength training builds lean muscle, which increases your resting metabolic rate. That means you burn more calories even when you're not working out. That's the beauty of building muscle. There's a thing called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Walking, cleaning, and other daily movement activities account for up to 15% of your daily calories burned. So important to just move your body. If you're sitting at a desk all day, you're sitting on a couch all day, and you're not moving your body, it's harder to lose weight. And things like HIIT, which is kind of like the training I do, I'm training for high rocks right now. It's very high intense level. It gets your heart rate up. It kind of just creates like an afterburn effect where your body continues to burn calories for hours after the workout. This isn't about doing more. This is about doing the right things. Here's a hot girl tip. Confidence is built in reps. The gym is not about being perfect or not being awkward or cringe. You're going to be awkward and cringe. You're just starting out. It's about showing up and just trying your best. And more importantly, proving to yourself that you are so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. Phase 3 is the deficit with dignity. Let's talk about it. Why are we always in such a rush to lose weight? I get it. You want results and you want them yesterday. But let me tell you guys something I've learned from my own journey in losing over 75 pounds in 13 months. The faster you lose it, the faster you gain it back and more. I know what it's like to step on a scale time and time again and feel frustrated and disappointed by what you're seeing because it only moved maybe 1 pound. But here's the thing, that 1 pound is still progress. That's your body saying, I'm doing the work. Just give me time. Rushing is very similar, like going into a relationship too fast. Sure, it feels exciting at first, but then you find out that they leave their socks everywhere. They snore like a freight train coming through the window, and they don't even know how to load a dishwasher properly. You're sitting there thinking like, what the heck did I get myself into? Fat loss is the same, you guys. If you rush it, you're not building the habits or the foundation to keep it off. And trust me, you do not want to be in 6 months starting all over again. This phase is about patience. It's about consistency and eating like you actually care about yourself. I really want you guys to understand what I'm saying about this phase. Like if I gave you your dream body right now, I literally just handed it to you and snapped my fingers and instantly you had your exact dream body. But all you had to do was maintain that body. Would you be able to do it? Probably not, because if you're trying to lose weight fast, you haven't built the habits and learned the skills that are necessary to maintain that kind of body. That is why this phase is key. The first thing I want you guys to do in phase 3 is to calculate a mild deficit, 100 to 300 calories. Use an online calculator to find your maintenance calories. Then subtract between 100 and 300 calories from that. This is your sweet spot. I want you guys to hit your protein goals. Use that same calculator and it'll tell you how much protein you should be eating a day based on what your goals are. Usually it's about like 1 gram per body weight. If your goal weight is 150 pounds, more than likely your protein goals will be 150 grams. And I know that sounds like a high number for some of you guys, but when you really lock in on your nutrition, you understand it's really not that difficult. Things like fish, chicken, Greek yogurt, and protein shakes really do come in clutch to help you reach your goals. 2 scoops of protein powder is around 50 grams of protein. That's breakfast. So if you have a goal of 150 grams of protein, in the morning before 8 a.m., you've already had 50 grams of protein. That's huge. Also in this phase, you guys are going to practice meal prepping or preparing your meals in advance. Keep it simple and flavorful. Grilled chicken with roasted vegetables. Prep ahead so you're not scrambling when hunger hits. You guys, I want to remind you guys that fat loss is not meant to be fast. It's supposed to be steady and sustainable and something that you can actually stick to. I want you guys to think about it like this. If you're losing 1 pound a week and you stuck to that for an entire year, that's 52 pounds in a year. That's life-changing, you guys. Life-changing. But if you try to lose 10 pounds in a month, you're more than likely going to gain it back by month 2. This is about building habits that are going to last. My body composition completely changed in a year. This is me, 235 pounds, first starting my weight loss journey. I began with 75 hard. I have dates to prove all this. And you guys can look on my socials. You can look at my videos. This is real. 235 pounds, October 2023. And this is your girl 13 months later. Okay? Sustainable weight loss. And I've kept it off and I will continue to keep it off. And I've even built even more muscle since this photo. Here's the science breakdown for why this works. A calorie deficit is the only way to lose fat, but it doesn't have to be extreme in order for it to work. A mild deficit, the example that I gave you guys earlier, is enough to see progress, especially if you do it over time. Protein keeps you full for longer. It just does, which is going to help you build more lean muscle and help with your cravings. Because a lot of times you're hungry because you're not really satiating yourself, and then you eat more snacks, which lead to more hunger, and you eat more snacks. It's an endless cycle. If you eat more protein, you'll be less hungry. And meal prepping it changes the game because there's really no excuse. You have things already ready to go. Life gets busy. We get it. But if you have some vision and you think ahead, you are able to set yourself up for success. Here's a hot girl tip. Eat like you love yourself. Be the girl who eats like she loves herself, not the one who eats like they're punishing themselves. Consistency is the real flex. All right, guys, so let's pause for a moment. We only have 3 phases left, but before we dive into them, if you made it this far, that tells me something. It tells me that you're serious about this, that you're tired of shortcuts. You're tired of waking up and looking in the mirror and seeing nothing change. So I need you guys to do 2 things. First, give yourself some credit, okay, for wanting the change, because that is huge. Second, if you're liking this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn the bell on so you guys don't miss any of my videos I post every single week. And also, I need you guys to drop a comment below that says she's locked in and the date in which you are going to start implementing these phases, because once you put a date to it, it becomes real. It's a commitment to yourself, to this process, and you showing up in the next 4 weeks like you said that you would. And if you're not already, make sure you're following me on Instagram, Fitless Lifestyle, and Threads. And I'm also on TikTok as well, fitless.lifestyle. All right, are you guys ready to finish like the woman who's done making excuses? Let's get into the last 3 phases. Phase 4 is going to be the bloat-free beauty. Let's talk about bloat. You know that uncomfortable, heavy feeling when your stomach feels like it's doubled in size by the end of the day? You're not imagining it. And no, it's not part of being a woman. Bloating isn't normal. It's your body's way of telling you that something is off. Maybe it's what you're eating, how you're eating, and even sometimes, you guys, how stressed you are. But instead of listening to our bodies, a lot of us are spending over $100 on green juices and detox teas that promise you to flatten that stomach and that bloat overnight. Please save your money. You don't need a magic powder or an overpriced tea to fix this. What you need is to take a closer look at what you are putting into your body and how you are treating it. This phase isn't just about weight loss. It's about digestive freedom. It's about giving your gut the love and the attention it deserves so you can feel lighter, more energized, and more confident in your skin. Here's a step-by-step action plan that you guys are going to do in this phase. One is you guys are going to cut anything out that irritates your gut. Say goodbye to dairy, fizzy drinks, sodas, a lot of heavy carbs, sometimes tortillas and excessive bread. These are often common culprits of bloating. And in this first phase for the gut irritant, you really just need to understand what irritates your gut. So next time you guys are getting bloated, if you are tracking, which is the helpful benefit of tracking your food, you can see exactly what you ate in that day and what possibly could be the culprit. A lot of times people don't look at their food to see what is causing it. If you take a good look at what you're eating and you see a common thread every time you eat something salty that you are ending up bloating or breaking out, cut that out of your diet. Adding the digestive support helps tremendously. Add ginger to your meals to reduce inflammation. Drinking some type of peppermint tea. And also in this phase, you guys, you're going to slow down your meals. Chew each bite literally 15 to 20 times. Serious. I know that seems like a lot, but digestion starts in your mouth. And rushing through your meals like you're on a prison yard can definitely lead to bloating. So put your phone down while you guys are eating. Be present. It makes a difference of being intentional with your food. Here's the science, you guys, behind my suggestion. Foods like dairy and fizzy drink, they cause gas and inflammation in your gut, which leads to bloating. That's why my suggestion of removing these things, it gives your digestive system a break and you get to honestly see what's causing it. Digestive support like certain teas just help you be more regular using the bathroom. And ginger and things like that help with inflammation. And you guys, when I tell you guys to slow down what you're eating, the science behind it is when you are chewing thoroughly, you are giving your stomach less work to do, which reduces bloating. Here's a hot girl tip. Your gut deserves better than $100 green juice. Treating your gut like a second brain is key. Give the detox scams, you guys, and start with what is on your plate. This phase, you guys, is all about feeling good in your body. Phase 5, you guys, is discipline over drama. Motivation is a liar. It shows up when it feels like it, whispers sweet nothings in your ear. Then it disappears the moment that things get hard. And I know you've been there. You wake up ready to crush your goals, actually excited about it. And then by midday, you're already over it. And you may be thinking like, why can't I stay motivated? The thing is, you don't need motivation. What you need is discipline. Discipline isn't really that sexy. It's not flashy. It's not the hype song that gets you out of bed. But it's the thing that you can count on when the hype music fades, when there's no one else around to push you. It's the quiet but steady voice that says, we're doing this because we said we would. This phase is all about cutting the drama, silencing the excuses, and proving to yourself that you can do hard things, even when it's not cute or aesthetic, when it's not fun, and most importantly, when no one's watching. I want to remind you guys that motivation is emotional. Systems, though, phases, they're practical. Motivation also is temporary. Systems are consistent. You have systems in place, like daily habits, non-negotiables, and a routine. You don't need to rely on how you feel. You just show up and you do the work. And the best part is every single time that you show up, you are building proof that you can do hard things. That's where the confidence comes from. I think a lot of people who follow me and see my journey, like they see that I'm very confident. There's no shame in my game, okay? I'm very self-aware and I'm very confident in who I am and I'm comfortable. But that's because I do the hard thing. I show up. The confidence comes from action. A lot of people want to know, how do I get more confident? By doing what you said you were going to do, because that tells you that you can trust yourself. Confidence is a weary feeling. Like when you don't have it, you're unsure. But when you show up time and time again and you do the thing that you said that you were going to do and you crush it, that's where confidence comes from. Here is a step-by-step action plan that you're going to do in this phase. You're going to set 3 non-negotiables. They're going to be for movement, meals, and mindset. First things first is movement. Commit to 30 minutes of intentional movement every single day. You're going to stick to some type of meal plan, something that you can count on, something that's reliable. You're really intentional about what you're feeding your body during this part. Spend 5 minutes each morning setting your intention for the day. I get it. We all have busy moments, right? But I need you guys to take care of you. It's very difficult to show up for any other person in your life if you're not showing up for yourself. Space is so important because you have to show up for you. And you guys will realize once you do this, once you start showing up for yourself, you can be a better partner, a better employee, a better parent, like friend, because you've done the work with you. Part 2 of this phase is you're going to journal your day. At the end of each day, write down 1 to 3 wins. They don't have to be big, you guys. You don't have to have saved the world from world domination, right? They can be smaller wins. They could be, hey, I drank all the water I said I was going to drink. I moved my body for 35 minutes. I didn't cuss out my boss even though I wanted to. That's a win. But celebrate them and write them down. And part 3 of this phase is to stop checking the scale. Limit yourself to weighing yourself once a week max, you guys. The scale is going to fluctuate. That is just life. I had so many people who have commented on some of my videos, other my plans, like, hey, Alyssa, I've done, this, I'm in phase 3 and I'm feeling really great. I really lost some weight, but then the following week, the scale went up. I'm frustrated. I just want to quit. You guys, the scale is going to fluctuate. That's why you don't weigh yourself all the time. Day-to-day things are going to change. Usually I weigh myself first thing in the morning before I've had anything to drink or eat. If you weigh yourself at night, there's differences. There's so many factors. And you guys sometimes are a little too obsessed with the scale. I've had someone tell me that I feel more energized. My clothes are feeling different, but the scale hasn't changed. That's incredible. The scale is going to change. When I've gone on a series of deficits and cuts, there were weeks where my weight had gone up maybe a pound, and then the following week I had dropped 3. Like this, if you stay with the plan, you guys, stay consistent and look at those other things outside the scale. If you are consistent, I promise you, the scale is going to reflect that, but stop obsessing over it. Here's the science breakdown for why this works. When you pair a new habit with an existing one, like journaling, it becomes so much easier to stick to. This is what we call habit stacking. And the science behind intentions, you guys, is so astounding. Setting clear, specific goals, like I'm going to work out at 7 a.m. for 30 minutes. It increases your chance of actually following through with it versus just being lackadaisical about it and being like, oh, I may do this. More than likely, you're not going to do it. If you set the intention, you are more likely to follow through. And you guys, when you focus on performance outside of just obsessing over the scale, you're less likely to get discouraged and keep going. Here's a hot girl tip. Discipline is the ultimate glow up. The highest form of self-love is self-respect. And that means showing up for yourself, even when it's inconvenient. Phase 6, you guys, is repeatable results. When you guys get to this phase, you haven't completely finished everything. You're not going to cross some magic finish line where everything is perfect now. What you did do, though, is prove to yourself that you can show up, that you can do hard things, that you aren't fragile. A lot of people mess up after completing the phases and they kind of celebrate a little too hard. Like, I did it. This is the end of the journey. Now I can relax and go back to all my bad habits. And before they know it, they're literally back at square one all over again. This phase is about breaking that cycle. It's about taking everything you've learned, applying it over the last 4 weeks, and making it rinse and repeat. It's not about doing something once. It's about doing it over and over and over again. Here's exactly what you're going to do during this phase. I want you guys to identify your 3 most successful habits. Look back at the past month and be like, what worked? Maybe it was meal prepping your high protein meals or walking every single day. Whatever worked, double down. I want you guys to use whatever the end of the week is for you to prep your meals and to schedule workouts. Put them in a calendar as your like non-negotiable habits that you need to follow. And in this phase, you guys, I want you to share your journey. Post your progress, know your wins, tell a friend. A lot of people post gym selfies, including myself. If you follow me, you will see I'm notorious for this. Because there's something about social accountability that kind of keeps people consistent. It's a reminder that you're not in this alone. And you guys, you never know who's watching you and who may be inspired by you. It's a hot girl tip. Consistency is your new flex. The real glow up isn't in big wins. It's in the small, consistent actions that you take every single day. And I promise you, it's going to look real good on you. This phase, you guys, is really just about creating a forever plan. It's about taking the habits that you have built and making them a part of your life. Not just for the next 4 weeks, you guys, for the next years. If you're still here, I know one thing for sure. You're not just watching this video. You are ready to change your habits and your story. You've made it through every phase. Now it's time to show up for real. Drop "She's Locked In" and the day in which you are starting these phases in the comments below. That's your proof to yourself that you are done playing small. And if you want to stay locked in, make sure you guys hit subscribe and watch my next video that I'll link here. Really just helps you continue to track your progress and gain momentum. And make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and Threads, Fitlist Lifestyle. And I'm on TikTok as well, fitlist.lifestyle. For daily discipline, you guys will see my mindset and just get to see me in like real life and how I am. Very normal person. I'm proud of you guys already who are committing to this, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.